James, you played with one of the GOATs, Aaron Rodgers. How seriously should we take gangrene in the Jets?
Very serious, Schultz. Very, very, very serious, right? There's very few teams that could walk in there right now, and when the coach turn on this little, what is it, the Jumbotron or whatever it is?
Big board.
The big board, that can have a Super Bowl trophy up there. Or not even a Super Bowl trophy. The destination, where's New Orleans?
New Orleans.
Destination New Orleans. It's not too many teams. The Carolina Panthers can't come in here and put that on the screen right now, right? We far away from that. The Jets, since Aaron Rodgers has got there, right, and I will just say myself, because I was one of the ones when Aaron got there, I said they going to the Super Bowl. With the defense that they had, they going to the Super Bowl. They're even a better team now. They better at the O-line. They better at the receiver position. You get your running back on the second year after his ACL, and he played well. And you better on the defensive side of the ball. You add Reddick. You have big-time additions in the draft. This team is just clearly better on paper. If they can stay healthy, and I say they, I mean him, AR8, AR12, because I played with him. If he can stay healthy, this team is in a position to win a championship. Obviously, you have to go through Patrick Mahomes, and you have to go through some other teams that may pop out of the AFC. But this team, with what they have on paper, and if they can stay healthy, is built to win a championship yesterday.
I'm sorry. Whose Super Bowl are they showing on the big board?
They showing the destination, Joy. New Orleans. That's what they're going.
Okay, so they're just saying, like,
we have a chance to get to New Orleans. Yes.
Okay, they have a chance.
They have a chance to get to New Orleans.
I'm trying to figure out who's Super Bowl.
Roster-wise and all that. Not Joe Namath's Super Bowl.
Okay, it's not Joe's. Okay, I know it's not Aaron's, because that wasn't. Okay,
they put New Orleans up there, you know, the Mercedes-Benz, whatever dome it is.
There's a path to being on Fox.
Yes.
On the Super Bowl.
And they have a really good chance to what they
really good.
Yes.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. I do not take the Jets seriously. I do not. What? I do not. I try very hard to spend very little time in my life talking about the Jets. I spent a lot of time last year talking about the Jets. It was a colossal waste of time. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers got injured 4 plays in. No one could have predicted that. But here's what I do know. He is 40 years old. He will be 41 mid-season. He is coming off of an Achilles injury. What did the Atlanta Falcons just do, whether you like it or not, just do? Because a 36-year-old Kirk Cousins, who is not Aaron Rodgers, I understand, but is 36 years old coming off of an Achilles. They just drafted another quarterback. I don't care what the Jets are talking about. I want to see it on the field. I'm not saying it's not possible. Yep. I'm not saying that they won't be better this year. I just don't know. Here's what I do know about the Jets. I do know there are 13 consecutive seasons without a playoff appearance. That's the longest drought in the NFL. They haven't reached the playoffs since Mark Sanchez, our coworker, was there in 2010. Great year. Also had Jason Taylor on that team. Worst record in the NFL over the last 8 seasons. Worst point differential in the NFL over the last 4 seasons. They have been outscored by 515 points. And I know what you're saying. I know what you're about to say. But it wasn't Aaron Rodgers.
It wasn't.
It wasn't Aaron Rodgers. But the last time we saw Aaron Rodgers, he didn't have one game the entirety of the season where he threw for more than 300 yards. And that was not coming off of an Achilles injury. And that was with the team that he had spent his entire career with, where he felt comfortable, where everything was in flow, right? Yes, you know, he had some new young receivers, you know what I mean? Well, you would think that an all-time great would be able to overcome that, but it's too much. It was too much. It was too much, DJ. It was too much adversity. Here's my question. What have the Jets as a whole, other than putting things on the roster that you could get excited about, put on paper over the past few years to make me believe that one player who will be 41 years old, coming off of an Achilles injury, who has played 4 exact downs with this team, is going to take them from this state that this organization is in to
the promised land,
New Orleans?
Okay, so I would agree with you that talking about the Super Bowl is probably too much.
I agree. So it's a bridge too far for me, personally.
It's a bridge too far, but
I think they'll be more competitive. Yeah. They're going to win some games. They're going to make it spicy. Talking about the Super Bowl is really, I think it's kind of disrespectful to teams that are actually competing for Super Bowl.
But to James's point, this is a defense that is stout. 3rd in total defense, 2nd in yards per play. We know about the corners. We know about Sauce. They add Hassan Reddick, who's an all-pro. Talked about Jermaine Johnson. And then offensively, they bring in Mike Williams, who's a phenomenal down-the-field threat, okay? They bring in Malachi Corley in the 2nd round. Now, if you don't know about Malachi Corley, this kid is Deebo Samuel 2.0. He is an absolute rocket. He does everything well in space. You can get him aligned at the line of scrimmage. And look at this graphic. Now, I actually asked Malachi earlier today, because I knew he put on some weight. He texted me this about 3 hours ago. Look at the difference in this man's body. The Jets were going to get him no matter what. We saw the text from Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas. Now, this offense with Aaron Rodgers and with an improved offensive line, they got Morgan Moses, they got Tyron Smith, and they bring in Olu Fashanu, their first-round pick, who this time last year we were talking about as a potential #1 pick. Look at Corley, by the way. Look how explosive he is. This is what the Jets missed last year. You pair that with Garrett Wilson, Mike Williams, and Allen Lazard, who obviously is very comfortable with Aaron Rodgers, and suddenly the Jets' offense is going to be a lot more explosive. You think about the division, the personnel, I think they have the best roster arguably in the division with respect to Miami. And I think with Aaron Rodgers upright, this offense is going to be a top 5 and top 5
well, actually, I don't know if he I don't know if that's the proper.
We gonna pray.
TJ,
okay.
Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm wrong, TJ.
I can't take the Jets serious either. And it's 2010 since their last playoff win. The Debo disrespect.
Playoff appearance.
Like, I don't care how big Malachi Corley is. James know this. The biggest dudes get put right on there, you know what, real quick. It's, when you look at the Jets, you just got to make the playoffs. Teams that haven't been in the playoffs, you can't go from, we just trying to get into to the Super Bowl. You got to get to the playoffs first. Let's get to the playoffs before we start talking about going down to the boot in New Orleans and going to the Super Bowl. And you got Miami and Buffalo in your own division. You got Kansas City and the Chargers in the AFC West.
You just said the Chargers.
The entire AFC North. The entire AFC North. The Texans and the Jags. That's just 10 teams. Like, where do they fit in? Where do they fit in?
James not happy.
He can, because I just said the Chargers. Everybody.
Yes, you did.
Why would the Chargers be more outrageous to say than the Jets?
It's not
because
more outrageous.
rosters. Why?
No, the Chargers will be a lot better.
I'm not saying they're not going to be better, but they can't walk in there and put the...
And the Jets can't either.
Man,
That's
they
my
have the
point.
roster to do that. I understand. All these teams got to go out there and play. I understand that. But right now, all we can go off of is what they have on their roster.
We don't know
No. We can go off of more than that. We can go off more than that.
Where have the Chargers been then?
The same place the Jets have been.
No.
And their roster
a little bit better.
Wrong. The Chargers have been in the playoffs in the last 13
more
years.
frequently, for sure.
So wrong.
With a young quarterback.
James, look, we're not saying they're not going to make the playoffs, which, by the way, I'm not sure if they will or they won't. But to say that they should have Super Bowl on their lips, all of those teams that we just mentioned, if you got to put your house on the Jets or 7 of those teams, what are you doing?
I'm putting it on the Jets.
You homeless.
Wait, hold on.
Only one I'm not doing is the Chiefs. Who else are we? So who in the AFC right now, other than
Cincinnati,
the Chiefs and Jets, are you saying?
The Texans, for sure. I ain't even going to be a homer and go to bingo.
So
the Texans, for sure.
You saying
the Ravens,
Texans
for sure.
Yeah,
the Ravens got way worse, too.
Cincinnati. They're going to be good.
James, let me ask you this.
Everybody has a chance to be
James,
good. We talk about
all
getting
allegiances
to the Super Bowl.
All allegiances aside, honestly, okay, Aaron's not listening.
Yes.
Turn your volume down, Aaron. We know you are. If you have no concern whatsoever about Aaron Rodgers being 40 years old, coming off of an Achilles injury, you have no concern at all?
Do I have concern? That's why I put my hands together with you. I'm saying healthy-wise.
I mean, to be clear, I was not praying for Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to save my prayers.
I think everyone here can objectively agree. This is a top 5 defense and a top 5
they played
offense.
that way.
Mike Williams, Garrett Wilson, Malachi Corley, Olu Fashanu, the 2 tackles they brought in, a lot of pressure, and they're going to succeed.
I can't put in
Aaron Rodgers.
I can't rely on Fashanu. He's a rookie. You just never know.
But Tyron Smith doesn't practice.
He's a rookie. You just never know. You don't know. You don't know how they're going to perform. I can rely on Garrett Wilson.
True.
I can rely on Mike Wilson. Mike Williams. I can rely on them.
And you can rely on everybody on that defense.
The defense is going to be what it is. So Salah's a great defensive coach. That defense is going to show up.
Can you rely on the quarterback?
Yeah, you can rely on him if he's on the field.
What's the problem?
If he's on the field.
That's what we're going off of right now.
The last time he was on the field, when he was in Green Bay, he was good.
So why we believing in Cincinnati and JoJo wasn't on the field? That's all I'm saying.
it's all contingent upon him being able to stay healthy.
If we talk
Joe Burrow in his 20s.
I know, but if we talk the Bengals, we talking
the Bengals have
dude's healthy.
Nobody would take
right
the Jets
now.
over
We're
the
talking
Bengals.
Jets.
Nobody.
I would right now easily, no question asked. They have a better roster. What do they have a better roster?
Schultz,
you taking the Jets over the Bengals?
Defense is way better. And
you're not.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I know y'all talked before the show.
Yeah, we did. Build the dam. We're good state.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.